Hello and welcome back to another episode of
Student Survival Guide During a Pandemic.
Disclaimer, I have Tourette syndrome, so I may make a noise during this podcast.
And I am just a mess, so I don't really know what's going on.
Hi, I'm Karen, I'm one of your hosts.
Hi, I'm Tynan, I'm your other host. We've got energy today, or we did at least. Okay, so we're just gonna jump straight into whatever news we find. Some of the news that I found recently is that as of some of the news that I found recently is my school board posted a article stating that there's a strong possibility that your grades will not drop below the average that you had on March 13th, aka the last day you were at school. So if online school really isn't your thing and you aren't doing too well in that, as long as you're still giving an effort, your teacher will more than likely give you the grace of not giving you a lower average than you were. That is what I have for now. Kira, do you have anything to add on to that?
I just have some news on Corona. For Toronto, the health officials expect numbers of COVID-19 cases in Ontario to start going down. This means that they predicted that these COVID cases are going to peak this week and will start to drop during the weeks to come.
That is a good sign. I'm assuming this. Yeah, it is. I'm assuming this also has to do with we're hoping that everybody listens to the lockdown protocol and everything.
Another thing you might need to know is that schools will be closed past May 4th. There will be information on the coming week on what's going on with that.
This week we will be focusing on entertainment for the reason of it's kind of getting harder to entertain yourself because we've been in this for a few weeks.
I'm getting a little bit stir crazy, I can say that. A lot of people are.
Yeah.
I'm sure everybody else is.
I have like 7 projects right now.
Oh no.
I know.
I've come to the point where I am taking up very strange hobbies. And very strange ways to pass my time that somehow entertain me right now. But we'll talk about those later.
One thing that you could do to entertain yourself is there are online paint nights.
There are what? Please explain.
Online paint nights. So you know how you would go to like a class or something for painting, I think this.
Yeah.
You can watch those online and then like do art with people online.
Okay. So is this like a video chat or is this like
I'm pretty sure
drawing and that's popping up.
You're just following something.
Oh, that's fun. But it would be somebody in live time just showing you how to do that or guiding you through it.
I'm pretty sure. I was told about this by my mother.
Okay,
so,
well, that is really cool.
So I might not be able to answer everything. Even just painting on your own could be entertainment. Because even if you're not artsy, it's funny to do abstract and then figure out what you can make out of it.
Yeah. Or even, okay, for people who like different types of art, like let's say even doing makeup is an art. Let's say you really like doing your makeup, give yourself challenges. Like this morning, I challenged myself to do my makeup in 1 minute. That did not go well. And then I took it all off and I decided, hey, let's try out some new makeup stuff. Like, let's randomly do this stuff. Another thing you can do, this is totally out of the left park, but like, pick up a book that you haven't read in years and just go through it. Or watch an old TV show that you haven't seen in years. It's so nostalgic and it really just lets out your inner child.
That could actually really help, especially when coping with this pandemic, because it can bring out, if you do anything that brings out your inner child, like building a fort or doing something along those lines, it can literally bring out some, you know that word I'm looking for, Tyne. De-stress, that's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah, de-stress. I was trying to remember the word that I said before, and I couldn't remember it.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
De-stress.
Helps you de-stress a lot.
Another thing you can do is either sewing or woodworking.
Yeah.
Or, both. So
Yeah.
create a chair and, sew a cushion on. Who knows? Can literally do anything.
Let's go.
There's so much time.
Something that I decided to do was I pulled out one of my least favorite shirts of all time. I decided to remake it. I chopped it up, I painted it with some ink. I had a good time, and I'm just now waiting for it to dry. And I mean, that is so therapeutic because I took something that I hated and I made it into something I loved.
I mean, that's really cool. And what I'm doing, like, one of the projects I'm doing for woodworking, actually, is because I play D&D, and I am a dungeon master. So when this whole pandemic's over, I am hoping to have a tabletop game. So I'm making myself a DM screen, which is a board that blocks my view from everyone else's view.
Okay.
So that could help. And another thing for sewing, me and my mom are actually making a bag right now, as well as we're making the face masks, like the homemade face masks with a nose binding clip and a filter pocket.
Yeah, you talked about that earlier. Do you have any recommendations for people who would, like, you do a bit of sewing, your mom does a bit of sewing, clearly. Would you have any recommendations for people who just want to take up something along those lines?
Well, I mean, now's the time to take it up.
I mean, nobody's really gonna see your stuff. Sorry, I interrupted you.
It's fine. It's kind of confusing for the beginning, but then once you get the hang of it, it's easier. Because sometimes sewing, you have to listen to certain things, and then you can be done. It's just specific things that you have to do, like putting the needle down for sewing, and then you can start.
Okay.
What's another thing we can add? Earlier, when we were talking, you pointed out something about a coping mechanism that can be being one with your yard. Can you please explain that?
Okay. So what I meant by being one with your yard, I really wish you could see me for this because I feel like my hand motions are really gonna bring this together. Just
I mean, same. I talk with my hands a lot too.
Yeah. But being one with your yard, I feel like this could really help anybody who just misses going outside and like going on walks. Currently, what's happening around my area is the parks are actually on shutdown. So any of the parks where we used to walk our dogs and stuff like that, they have been gated up and closed. So we can't actually walk our dogs in a safe environment and that kind of stuff. So what happens is we just have to run around our yard with our dogs. And a lot of my neighbors are actually doing that as well. So it becomes a little bit harder to like go out and be one with nature. So something I randomly decided to take up is becoming one with my yard. AKA, I'll just go outside on a sunny day or like on a decently less windy day, lay in the grass, and I'm one with my yard. Or I'll go out and I'll weed the garden, or I'll rake some leaves. Or sometimes I'll just climb a tree and sit with the birds. Like, just be one with your yard. It can be great to be outside and just sit for a couple of hours. You're in your own little world. You're with nature. You're happy, you're good. Was that well explained?
Yes, that was very well explained. I can now understand what you meant.
By being one with my yard.
Yes.
And I even gave you a reason why I'm going crazy.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Do you have some stuff to add?
One more thing. I'm just going to say this real quick. For another entertainment project that you can start, you can actually start a book or a comic. And if you're not artsy enough, or if you don't think you're artsy enough, I bet you are, because you can just express yourself in many ways just by writing down what you're thinking. It doesn't have to be formatted or anything, but it's just someday someone might read it and it might just bring a smile to their face.
Oh yeah. Those are so fun. I think my favorite thing is going through people's things where it's like, oh yeah, nobody's ever gonna find this, or it's like looking at the least retweeted tweets and it's just like people going off and it's great. Or finding like old comics that it looks like it's done by someone who when they were much younger, and it's so therapeutic. It's like, you are a lovely person and you are doing great, sweetie. Keep doing it.
What else do you think we could do for entertainment? Sorry, my voice just went like blah.
It's fine. You sound like you're not having a good. Sounds like you aren't having the best time over there with your voice. As you keep sniffling, honey.
I think I'm fine. Today's been a hard day, so.
Yeah, makes sense. It's fine. I'm not gonna judge you. I work in customer service. I have people sniffle all the time in front of me.
Mainly because of this is just a hard time for everyone. And even if someone just brings something in and it just makes your day a whole lot better. Like, me and my mom are doing face masks, so that's fun. And I think that's all we can do for today.
Yeah, looks like we've run out of topics.
So thank you for listening in. Hope to see you or hear you. Hope for you guys to listen in for next week. We will be posting either on Mondays or Wednesdays, depending upon when we can record. Thank you for listening again.
Edit, all of that.
What were you gonna say?
Very big thanks. No, depending on when we can record and edit and everything. And also very big thanks to everybody who's listening in and everybody who has just decided to stop by and skim through.
Anyway, thank you for listening and hope to see you next week.
Bye, guys.
Bye.